Is it already filming?
Yeah. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing? Jack, you're way higher than me right now. Let me change this. Alright, there. Now we're good.
Good level.
Hi, welcome to this week's edition of... Hold on, let me go close the door.
Welcome to this week's edition of Trending BizTech from Endless Technology Solutions. The date is April 18th, 2018, and we have some pretty interesting articles for you guys. Start off with the topics.
To begin off, we are speaking about the IRS's e-file system crashed on tax day, which gave a lot of people an extra day to do their taxes and submit them online. Microsoft finally brings Microsoft Defender to Chrome, so it helps a little bit online. And then the big topic for this week is those Russians. Russians have again infected our routers in America, and it actually affects thousands of businesses, private homes, all over. So you don't want to miss that. Stay tuned, and we'll have more soon.
It's huge. It affects the whole nation, quite literally. What do you want to start off with?
So we're going to be going off with the IRS e-file system. On April 17th, the e-file system was crashed. The IRS Commissioner David Kauter, I could be pronouncing his name incorrectly, he announced it in the morning about 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And it allowed a lot of Americans with a one-day extension to submit their last tax return. Anything to add to that? What do you got up there?
Yeah, the crash happened at 2:15. The only real relevant indicator of what failed is just hardware error. Nothing more specific than that. But like you said, it does give people an extra day. That's kind of good, but it's just having government systems implemented that are prone to crashing. Come on, guys! You need to step up your hardware, software, and dev team if you want to just operate smoothly. It's like a DDoS attack, but it's not DDoS.
Yeah, so it seemed like it was like we were saying, the American public provided the IRS with a DDoS attack. Everyone was using the system, kind of overflowed it. Individuals aren't able to access this system. However, companies like H&R Block and TurboTax are accessing the systems and were affected.
So if you filed through them, you just file as normal. They're just going to take care of it. H&R Block and Intuit and all those other tax companies have to deal with the IRS themselves. But if you filed and already saved your report, you're good to go. And from the article from Ars Technica here, it says about 155 million individual tax returns are expected to be filed this year, and a large percent coming at the very last moment. And that's what I mean talking about a DDoS, but not a real one. Everyone's just bombarding IRS servers, and it just crashed.
It happens. So
all right, we got next.
the next thing we have here is Microsoft is bringing its Windows Defender to the Chrome platform. So it's going to be a new extension that you can add in here. We'll throw a little screenshot up on the screen here so you can see kind of what it looks like. Can you tell me a little bit about this Windows Defender? What's it do? Why is it relevant?
So if you're average Joe's just perusing the net, it protects against spam, phishing, and then it has a blacklist of malicious URLs, kind of like DNS protection, but it's Microsoft's own blacklist of really bad URLs that will give you viruses and malware. And
phishing as well. So
all that. Okay, so Edge and Chrome really compete. If you go out and buy a desktop right now, the first thing you probably do is install Chrome. And you have to use Edge to do that, and every time there's at least 5 or 6 ads for Edge, and it's like, hey, Edge is better than Chrome in this.
Are you sure you want to switch your browser?
Yeah, it's just you have to go through hoops to do it. Why do you think they They've just succumbed.
Well, the more user share they have on their platform, they can use for advertising purposes. And so over Google Chrome, Microsoft, and Firefox, they're all in a real big race for user share over their internet browsers. So this could be, well, it in fact helps out Chrome a little bit more. A little bit about it is that, well, actually, Chrome already has a anti-malicious a feature in it. However, Microsoft claims that this is 99% efficient compared to Chrome's 87% and Firefox's 70% efficiency.
Do you think this is going to be a gateway? People are going to use Chrome, and then maybe along the line install Edge protection, and then finally switch to Edge? Like, do you think?
Well, Edge is already installed, so this to me is just an extra layer that Windows is providing for a browser that could have vulnerabilities in it or something. I think just it's an extra layer added on. What I read here is that it was mainly trying to protect the user against phishing links and outbound links as well. Hence when he mentioned the blacklist. So
super good, by the way. If you run Edge in tandem with AdBlock, you're pretty much guaranteed not to have any pop-ups or phishing with this. I've been using my own protection. I've Chrome extension installed here, AdBlock Plus, and then AdBlock Sans. You're pretty much protected against any malicious threats that come through Chrome. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
No, I don't think so. It's just, I guess we're going on to the big one, Russia. Russians attacking routers now. So this has been a really big attack. I'm sure you guys might have heard of it over the internet. However, this was the first time that the UK and the US actually issued releases and notices at the same time for this same issue online. And we got an announcement or a notification from one of our cybersecurity vendors, SOC Soder, emailed us and kind of gave us a heads up of all of the ports that were affected, and it really gets deep into small businesses in America as well as government institutions and private homes at some point, depending who you are. So, yeah.
From my understanding, it's like scanning the whole nation.
Yeah.
And then it's just cherry picking routers that it can access that have like high profile targets.
Exactly. Russia was doing a broad scale scanning of the internet and targeted attacks on the internet for open ports, and they're going to use those open ports to infect your network and ultimately become a man-in-the-middle attack, where they can continue to look at login procedures, user credentials, boot commands, and much more over the internet. It's advised that you highly use encryption for everything that you do, because there could be a case where, let's say you go into a Starbucks or something like this and one of their routers is infected, or it could be a coffee place. I'm not trying to go in Starbucks or anything like that, but any one of those public areas could have an infected network, and if you're emailing information that's not encrypted, they could be stealing your user credentials, which can lead to compromised emails and account transfers and other things like that. So there's just a ton of things that can come with this, and the fact that they've been doing worldwide scanning for open ports kind of scares me a lot right now, I would say.
I know you mentioned man-in-the-middle attack. If you don't know what that is, say you have your server and you have your computer, and I want to log on to Google just to access Gmail. Let's use this as the man in the middle. So I send my so first we connect. The man in the middle allows my data packets to go to Google's server successfully, and then it sends a handshake back that allows my computer to recognize that server. So what the man in the middle does, it's literally in the middle. It intercepts the packets. So if I wanted to type my username, password, credentials, either three things could happen. They don't do anything at all. They just monitor it. They can record your data and then send false packets, or they can bounce your data and it'll look like a broken site. So if I send my password to a server and I log in successfully, but there's a man in the middle, there's no way I'm going to be able to tell that I was hacked or my network is compromised until like identity theft or other sorts of theft have already happened. And it's it can scale up to real big stuff like bank account numbers. And I remember PayPal got hacked like 3 years ago from a man in the middle attack. So if I send my bank account number to a server, like, and it's 1234,
or to me,
yeah,
even, yeah.
To just from person to person, if like a money transfer. So if I send my 1234 bank account number to them, and then the man in the middle intercepts it, and then switches it to their bank account number, he's actually going to pay the wrong person. So understand how bad that can get.
And corporate email takeovers are the riskiest area in cybersecurity. It's causing billions of dollars per year in incorrect wire frauds, emails, and multiple other things that that hackers can do when they have control of a corporate email.
So who genuinely should be scared? Because I know you're probably not all.
Genuinely, if you have Cisco devices in your network, that can even be home ones as well. We're talking Linksys devices as well. I would be really scared. If you're a small business owner, I think there's a huge urge right now to at least have everything updated. It is using an SNMP, which I know a lot of you guys might not know what that is. However, it stands for Simple Network Management Protocol. And any devices that are outside of only Cisco have this. And these routers could be affected as well. So I highly recommend that you update all your passwords, change your credentials, and update all of the firmware for any hardware that you have. I know that we'll be doing that for all of our customers, and we've already been doing that this week. So,
say you bought a router. What's the shelf life of a router? Like a standard home one.
Well, I don't know. I've seen them in the stores for a year and a half old and things like that. I would say if your router hasn't been updated or you purchased it within the last 3 months, I would hop on and see if there's an update. If you guys aren't aware of how to do that, feel free to contact us. Our information's right below us, so feel free to give us a call.
Yeah, and say you have a router like 5 years old or a switch 5 years old, patches are probably not going to be put or into place or implemented because the company's working on the next big thing or their next iteration of that product. So old hardware might not have the best software, and if you can't update your software, you are vulnerable and eligible to be attacked.
So, at this time, I'd like to go ahead and show you guys a few of the protocols and the ports that are being infected. We will display them on the screen right here. And so if you have your IT guy or you are a technical person that's watching this, keep an eye out for these ports. Also, probably search the article online and try to find out some more information for yourself. We'll be sure to include the link to the website from the United States Computer Emergency Readiness Team. It has a lot of advice if you're an ISP, an owner of a business, and a lot of other useful information. that you can find out on your own if you'd like to.
Yeah, all links will be in the descriptions for every episode. All cider sources. That's how you know it's legitimate. Ports are going to be on screen, or did you want to read them out?
We're going to be doing the ports on screen as well.
Yeah, they're going to be right here. Pause the video, take a screenshot, show your IT guy.
And I think that's it for right now. I'd like to make a shout out to SOC Stir for emailing us that notification and kind of giving us the heads up of what to do. And we'll be sure to include their link on here as well. What do you have to say? Anything last to say, Jack?
If you're really, really nervous about the Russian thing, just if you don't have data to hide or you're not implementing like personal bank account info, it shouldn't be that big of a threat. But if you are still on edge, use a VPN. The VPNs encrypt your data. They can even camouflage you and send you into another country so it looks like your IP is coming from Canada or Mexico or Europe or wherever. So if Russia's looking for American IPs, they're not going to be able to find you, and your data is encrypted. It's going to be a little slower.
It's good advice. That's good advice. I missed out there. Good job, Jack.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, use a VPN if you're scared, and that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I think that's it for me this week as well. Thank you very much for everyone who is viewing our video right now and listening online. I guess the last thing I'm going to say is, we all love the internet, and now Russia, we don't like you very much.
If you like the internet, hate Russia, get a VPN, and hack Russia.
Update all of your equipment, and if you don't know how to update your equipment, feel free to give us a call. We'd be happy to help you out or get one of our expert technicians on site there for you. Okay. That's it for now, everyone, and have a great week.
Take care. Like the video if you like. Dislike, comment,
subscribe,
questions, video suggestions, anything, and give us a call if you have any questions.
Bye.